What's up, everybody? So, today we'll be starting with the next lesson on the course of animal classification, and the lesson is the second part of the basis of classification, or the basic terms that are involved in the animal classification. So, let's get started. So, you can follow me on unacademy.in/user/iftikhar Khan. So, we'll firstly start with what exactly is a body plan. So, body plan is basically, as the definition goes, it is the arrangement of the cells in a multicellular organism to form the body. It is basically concerned with the morphology of the organism. So, the body plan of an organism can be of various types. So, these are the types. First type is the cellular aggregate. So, what does this mean? It means that the cells are aggregated but tissues are not formed. That is, the division of labor isn't completely set. So, it is present in only one phyla, that is of porifera or the sponges. Then we have the blind sac. Well, in this type of body plan, uh, only single opening is used for entry and exit. Like we have a mouth and an anus. But in this thing, only a single opening is present and no two openings are present. And so, as a result, the alimentary canal is not complete; it's incomplete. So, it is present in coelentrates and platyhelminths, that are the flatworms. Then we have the most advanced type of body organization or the body plan, that is tube within tube. So, what does this tube within tube mean? So, the outer tube is made by the body wall, while the inner tube is made by the alimentary canal. In this case, the alimentary canal has two openings, that is the mouth and the anus. So, the alimentary canal in this case is complete. All the phyla from Nemathelminths to the chordates are belonging to the tube within tube. So, depending on the appearance of the mouth, protostomes and deuterostomes can be classified. So, what does this term protostome and deuterostome mean? So, when the first opening that appears in the embryo serves as a mouth, then it's called protostomes. Proto means first and stome means mouth. While if the first opening is made is used as an anus, then they are called deuterostomes. Deuteros means second and stome means mouth. So, as I told you, in deuterostomes the mouth appears second and the blastopore, that is the first opening in the embryo, is converted into the anus. So it is the more advanced of the two, and echinoderms, hemichordates and chordate are involved in deuterostomes. While in protostomes, all the previous ones, including the nemathelminths, the annelids, the arthropods, and the molluscans, are involved. So now we'll talk about Silom, or the body cavity. So a Silom is nothing but a body cavity present between the alimentary canal, which is the gut, and our body wall. So basically, a cavity between body wall and alimentary canal. So there are various types. Firstly, the first organisms is acylomate. What does this mean? That if this cavity is completely filled with mesodermal tissue, then the organisms are called acoelomates. So it includes the most primitive organisms, which have a body wall and alimentary canal as such, though it may not be complete. So the example is platyhelminths. Then we have pseudocoelomates. We have, in this case, we have a body cavity, but it's not lined by the mesoderm. So what happens is basically, the blastocele or the embryonic cavity, it does not dissolve, it does not go away, and it persists. So it acts as a pseudocoelom. We have only one phyla as the example, Nemathelminths as the example. Then we have eucoelom or the true coelomates. So basically, the body cavity is internally and externally lined by mesodermal tissue. So all the phyla from annelids till chordate, that include molluscans, arthropodans, echinodermata, and hemichordata, they all are included in eucoelomates. So this is the example. So this diagram is of eucoelom. In this, we cannot see any gap between the body wall and the alimentary canal. So in pseudocoelom, as we can see, we have these pouches, but they are not lined by mesoderm as such. So they are basically blastocele, which is the embryonic cavity. Then we have these coelomates. So as you can see, there is a mesodermal lining on both the internal and external part. That's why they are eucoelomates or true coelomates. So now I'll tell you about some of the specific terms, which you should be knowing about. So the mesodermal lining that covers the body cavity or the coelom is termed as peritoneum. So it's termed as peritoneum. So we have two types of peritoneum: visceral peritoneum and parietal peritoneum. So what is the meaning of visceral peritoneum? So whenever you hear the word visceral, you should think about viscera. So what is viscera? They are basically the organs which are inside us. So visceral means towards the inside. So, and what do you mean by parietal peritoneum? Parietal is always used for external or the outer ones. Okay, that's the important thing you should know about. Then we have mesentery. So mesentery is nothing but a double fold of peritoneum, which holds intestine and connects it to the dorsal body wall, and through it arteries, nerves, and veins pass. So it's mesentery is basically a type of peritoneum. It's a double fold of peritoneum, and it's around the intestine or the bowel. That's the important thing. Then we have omentum. Omentum is basically also type of peritoneum, and it holds the stomach. It's also a double fold, and it holds the stomach. So I think we'll finish here because we don't have time. So in the next lecture, in the next one, I'll be talking about segmentation. So thank you everybody. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next lesson.